Going to do something a little different. I'm going to play a couple of songs. In a few minutes, you're going to be singing Naked on the Floor. In the meantime, I'll let you wonder if that's the name of the song or not. I brought along a few jokes first. Got a few things on my mind. Judge Judy has this phrase. She says, "Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining." For me, that sentence ends at leg. Because if you start a sentence with the words, "Don't piss on my leg," and you end up upset that somebody lied to you, maybe your priorities are out of whack. Just don't piss on my leg. That seems to cover it. If you are pissing on my leg, there's very little you can say to make it worse, and nothing you can say to make it better. Hey, I'm pissing on your leg. Well, I appreciate the honesty, but don't do that. That is not cool with me. I wrote down my jokes because I've been in 3 motorcycle accidents, and I remember 2 of them. So sometimes I forget things a little bit. They say you should never bring a knife to a gunfight. I say you should always bring a knife to a gunfight, because if your gun jams, you're going to feel pretty stupid standing there wishing you had a knife. I call my crock pot my wife, because it makes my life sound less sad and pathetic when I say my wife is cooking dinner tonight. I call my motorcycle my girlfriend, because it's prettier than my wife and it does things my wife won't do. Life at my house is great as long as the crock pot never finds out about the motorcycle. Never marry somebody who can afford a hitman. That's just good advice there. That's good advice. They say that bitterness does not hurt your enemy, it only hurts you. So you should figure out what would hurt your enemy and do that. There's no way that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. And I'll tell you why. Because in that scene where Darth tells Luke he's his father, if he was his father, it would go like this. "Luke, I'm your father. And when I was your age, nobody gave me droids. I had to make my own droids." Yeah, well, those droids Obi-Wan gave me are totally useless and they run obsolete software. There's a sign at the entrance to my neighborhood. It says, "This is a neighborhood watch community." We're not really. We just went over to a neighborhood watch community and stole their sign. Maybe people in medieval times didn't say things like endeth and saith. Maybe they just all had lisps. I got kicked out of a store yesterday. Apparently, BJ's Wholesale doesn't mean what I think it means. You booze, you lose. Easiest weight loss plan ever. I'm raising homing pigeons, and then when I go on a long trip, I let one go every morning, and that way I know the cats are fed. You can learn a lot about a person just by working for the NSA. Now, when I was a kid, I used to come home from school, and I would watch that show, reruns of that show that had J.J. Walker in it. Good times, good times. Guys, this is just for the guys, just a handy tip, guys. That first layer of makeup that women put on, that is called foundation, not base coat. They say you should treat others the way that you would like to be treated. Apparently, I'm the only one on the subway who would like to be groped by a stranger. You can make anything sound stupid just by putting the words "that there" in front of it. I got that there Nobel Prize for my work in physics. Let's see, I went on a scavenger hunt, got 2 buzzards and a coyote. I wonder if Johnny Cash ever walked into a bank and asked to get paid for all those checks people had written out to Cash. I'm writing a book of baby names. First page says, if you can't think of what to name your own kid, maybe you shouldn't have one. And then it's followed by 150 blank pages. Now, when I was a kid, there was that rumor that Mikey in the cereal commercials had died from eating Pop Rocks. Coincidentally, that was the same year that Santa Claus filled my stocking with Pop Rocks. You should always carry Febreze in case you get stuck in an elevator with somebody wearing Axe body spray. there's a sign in the elevator that says no smoking or carrying lighted tobacco products. Now that tells me that there used to be a sign in the elevator that said no smoking, and some asshole standing there with a lit cigarette going, I'm not smoking, I'm just carrying the damn thing. Now this is why I buy clove cigarettes, so I can stand in the elevator and say, it's not a lighted tobacco product. And then they got to change all the signs in all the elevators, because of me. It's good to have dreams, kids. And remember, if you see a man on a horse, you should wait until the horse lifts his tail before you say, hey, look at the asshole on that horse. This is I have to have my quota of somebody going to die in this song for the body counters. I learned that lesson last summer. Somebody's got to die. This is a quick, short song by the late, great Syd Barrett. Nice. Got to take a deep breath.